welcome back to my take. Today I have a very important subject matter to discuss today. This will include the topics of blackface, racism, and just outright ignorance in Korea, as I will be talking about the Sam Okyere situation that is currently happening. So, as always, let's dive right in. Okay, so first we're going to give some background. Sam Okyere is a Ghanaian actor and TV personality in Korea. He was accepted into a scholars program and studied computer science there back in 2009. And ever since then, he's been able to grow a large platform and just like learn Korean culture and really become absorbed in their culture, but also spread about his culture and educate them on African culture, and overall he's been really well liked in Korea. Many people are friends with him. He's friends with a lot of celebrities. He's friends with the famous actor who's also a MC, Han Hyunmin, as well. And recently he's faced some backlash for calling out Korean teens for doing blackface. So these teenagers portrayed some sort of meme of a funeral, and the people originally in the meme were like black people, and the teenagers recreated this or made a parody of it. But rather than just doing a normal parody of it, they also had to go the extra mile and do blackface for some reason, I guess, for extra comedic effect, since blackface is a popular way to do things in Korea, disgustingly so. And so Sam Okyere called them out. He made a post saying he would educate them and that he didn't agree with this and that he thought it was really like disgusting, obviously, as any black person would if they saw someone doing blackface, which is never right. And so netizens jumped down his throat, y'all. Like, they were digging into him. Like, I'll just post some of the pictures of what they were saying on this side. Like, they were really tearing into my man, telling him that like it was just a joke and that people found, even the original like people from it found it funny, telling him that he needs to go back to Ghana, saying all this like really xenophobic and racist stuff towards him. And I just believe that Koreans have such a long way to go. People are always in my comments telling me that Koreans need to be educated and that they don't know any better. But when someone tries to educate them and he gets this sort of negative backlash, then you know it's deeper issue of deeper rooted racism and ignorance there. I can't defend anybody. I can't generalize everyone in Korea, but the majority of these posts had thousands of upvotes on them rather than downvotes, which shows that a majority of the people who saw this post agreed with the comments. It's so disgusting that blackface is so normalized in Korea and that racism is so normalized in Korea despite it being 2020. And with the globalization of the world and Korea constantly expanding outside its borders, you would think that Korean people will become more educated on matters outside their own culture. I know they're an homogenous country, but they seem to be really into sharing their own culture. So I believe that they should also be considerate of sharing others' culture, like understanding what's offensive. Because when you have Sam, a black man, telling you that he finds something ignorant and rude, and your first defense is to go and attack him rather than the people who were doing blackface, that's when you see the bigger issue. Korea lacks ignorance. Is for such a highly educated company, they are very ignorant and very racist. You can always mention anti-black, anti-Asian sentiments in the black community, but you also have to remember that if you go somewhere, black people will probably be more welcoming and tend to be more welcoming rather than if you go to Korea and you walk there. There's so many horror stories of people who go to Korea and get spat on and who get called slurs and stuff. There's even clubs in Korea where they play like hip hop and trap music, but you're not allowed to go inside as a foreigner. Like, how can you take black culture but then keep black people out? Korea has a problem with nitpicking the parts they want from black culture and not understanding, and any other culture as well, but specifically black today, and not understanding the way black people may feel about it and not caring to understand. A lot of idols idolize Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Rihanna, but do they respect them as people if they weren't celebrities? I think we have to ask ourselves, when will we stop dismissing it as cultural differences and start calling it out as racism? Sam doesn't deserve any of this hate he's getting. There's even a petition to send him back to Ghana, and if anything happens to him, it will truly be disgusting and not reflect on Korea very well, as there's already a bad stigmatism about them being racist. And I mean, I shouldn't be afraid to travel to a different country, especially when I'm learning the language, because I'm afraid they'll be racist towards me. Despite me knowing Korean language, despite me educating myself on Korean culture, at the end of the day, if they want to be racist towards me or do blackface and undermine my feelings, it won't matter, right? Korea has a very big problem on their hands with this, and rather than handling it as him being sensitive or too emotional and getting mad at him, they need to understand why he's upset. So yeah, Korea has a blackface issue, a racism issue, an ignorance issue, a lot of issues that have to be solved before they continue to branch out and try to be globalized. Because with globalization comes understanding and being open to other cultures. You guys let me know your take on this as per usual in the comments. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and yeah, I hope we send lots of love and support to Sam Okyere, because he does not deserve any of this hate for simply defending his people and defending his own morality, right? Thank you.